You'll leave me back with another episode of Minecraft Survival Games. Today we play on the map 2 Survival Games 2. And guys, I got a quick story to tell. It's not a really big one or a funny one to begin this one with. Oh geez, hitting me all the way across the map. And for some reason I couldn't even right click those chests. But let's just get going in this game. So basically, here's what happened. Yesterday, I was at crew practice, and we did a workout that was kind of boring, but it was long, and it made me very, 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 very hungry. And yesterday was my mom's birthday as well, so naturally, we had a birthday dinner planned for her at a Tex-Mex restaurant. For those of you that don't know what Tex-Mex is, basically, we, living in the state of Texas, we have a bunch of good Mexican restaurants, because we live so close to the border, Texas being right, close to the border. Dallas is like 10 hours away from the border, but, regardless, we still live in the state right by it. We have good Mexican food, and it's called Tex-Mex, because it's got its own kind of style to it, and it's pretty good. It's pretty good, but anyway, where I'm going with this is, I was very hungry, and by the time I don't want to fight this guy. I really don't want to fight this guy. Oh my god, okay, good, he stopped chasing me. Okay, so anyway, I was very hungry, so when I got there, they always have a, like, bowl of chips on the table, you know what I mean? They have a bowl of chips that are, like, kind of free, and you just eat them, and then they, like, until they take your order and stuff. So anyway, I went through about 5 bowls of these chips last night, okay? Like, 5 bowls of these, and the salt intake I took from those 5, the salt intake I got from those 5 bowls of chips burned my throat so badly that it is still hurting tonight. It's been about like 26, 27 hours since this occurred, and my throat is still on fire. And what happened was, I drank like 4 glasses of water at the restaurant. I drank like 6 at home. I've been drinking water non-stop today, and it's not going away. And I know it's not a sickness, because if it was a sickness, I would have, if it was, wait, no, I needed to crash a boat. If it was a sickness, my body would be feeling, like, icky as well, you know what I mean? Because, like, I mean, a sore throat's obviously something that comes with most sicknesses, but, like, you know, don't you feel, like, really tired and just kind of crappy as a whole, too? And I did a workout today, and it was, like, fine, so it's obviously my body, and plus, it wasn't hurting before I went to the restaurant, so I know it's got to be from the salt intake, but I think it's very surprising that stuff like this happens, to be honest, you know what I mean? Oh, actually, I shouldn't say that phrase, because a lot of people don't get what I mean. I am a very picky eater, and people wonder why that is, and I think it's just because I'm a lot more sensitive to food compared to other people. There's some foods that just cannot click with me. For example, I am not a big fan of things that are really salty, and I especially hate things that are really spicy. Spicy food's my least favorite. I don't know how Indian people do it, to be honest, and it's crazy. Like, if I have the mildest spicy thing, I gotta drink like 10 glasses of water for that thing to like simmer down and go away and everything. And like, people are like, oh, I love spicy food, but like, I just like the taste of the food. I don't like when it puts my body through these extra sensations, you know what I'm saying? I'm not a big fan of that, to be honest. I really hate salted foods. Like, there's this really good place to go get burgers here in Dallas called Burger House. I know there are a few locations in Dallas, but I don't know how expansive it is across the United States. But anyway, I love the burgers they have. I love the shakes, and the fries would be good, except they put way too much salt on them. Oh, it's so annoying, because whenever I always have to have, like, 2 glasses of water with my meal to, like, balance out the salt intake. Like, there's so much salt. Like, they put so much in the center. Like, you have your plate of fries, right? They put it all in the center, and it's, like, very dense, and you just kind of have to eat around it if you don't want to eat the salt. And there's some, like, weird people who really like salt, and it's typically people who don't work out because they don't really need to stay hydrated for anything. Like, for example, there's this one girl in my grade who I had dinner with, a few years ago. Not like a date or anything, but like just as friends, and there were some other people there. It was a Tex-Mex restaurant, and when we got the bowl of chips at the beginning of the meal, she salted the chips for like 10 seconds, and then each time she would take out a chip from the bowl, she would re-salt it and then eat it. And it was insane. Like, she probably went through the entire shaker in that one meal. I'm just saying. And like, it's amazing how some people can have that much salt and like it doesn't affect them. Like, there are just a lot of, there are a ton of foods that, like, things that I just don't like with my food. I'm not a huge fan of extras either. For example, I don't like ketchup, mustard, mayonnaise, relish, maple syrup for, like, pancakes or other breakfast items. I'm just not a fan of extra stuff. And typically, I don't even like my, burgers with the vegetables on them, you know what I mean? Like lettuce, tomatoes, onions. I don't even have that with my burgers. They typically just have them like triple meat and then like plain and dry with cheese. So, needless to say, like, my body is very sensitive to some foods. I'm a very picky eater because of that. Yeah, but like some foods that always work well with me are burgers and pizza, you know, and pasta. Those are always my go-to foods because it's pretty hard to mess up any of the three of those. The only pasta I really hate is orzo because it has a lot of salt in it, like sea salt. Oh my god, I hate, like, I know it sounds weird to say pasta can be salty, but like, holy jeez, it gives my throat the bone. Oh, it's so annoying. Yeah, so those are just, like, it's kind of weird how sensitive my body is to some foods. Say, I got him. Or maybe he's just trying to get out of here. GTFOH, you know what I'm saying, bro? Okay, but I'm actually pretty decently low, so I'm just gonna get out of here. Someone else can kill that guy. I don't really need his gear. Yeah, on a side note here, while we are talking about the gameplay, I feel like I've gotten really bad at MCSG recently just due to the lack of playtime I've had. I'm also not going to be streaming the weekend of January 30th/31st because of my throat thing. I'm, like, barely making it through this recording without, like, stopping because my throat hurts so bad. But yeah. I've never met anyone else who's ever had this problem where they have like so much salt that it burns their throat. It's just kind of weird. I don't know. Let me try to think of some other foods that have really done me over. There were the cheese quesadillas I had from my school a couple months back that like gave me food poisoning, and now I can't eat chicken or cheese quesadillas like ever again. Like that just ruined them for me for the rest of my life. What else? Oh my god, one time I had a salty hot dog. I don't know if I ever described this to you guys, but one time I was at scout camp, and, like, we had to do this thing called the camping overnighter, which, this thing, like, in all honesty, is in the running for the worst night of my life. This night was horrible. Basically, we just had to pack a bunch of stuff on our backs, and we just walked, like, 5 miles away from our campsite to just a lake, and then we had to, like, set up camp there, and the thing that really sucked was, we had to, our dinner was very small. It was one piece of sandwich bread and a hot dog wiener, and they said you just gotta put the hot dog in the sandwich bread, and you fold the bread, and then it makes a hot dog. It's like, oh, wow, so cool. But it's like, really, that's like, it was so little food, it was horrible. And the thing is, they were using like a rusty grill to, grill the hot dogs over like a homemade fire that like was kind of crappy. And they were using like a muddy stick to like serve it, or like to get the hot dog from the grill into the sandwich bread. It was just all so poorly done. And for whatever reason, the hot dogs were like salty. And the next day, believe it or not, when I was at scout camp, I actually woke up with food poisoning from the salty hot dog. And I had food poisoning the entire rest of that day. But in the middle of the day, at one point, someone just said the word salty hot dog to me. And the thought of eating the hot dog and the taste of it came back in my mouth. And it was so horrible in combination with already being sick that I actually threw up from hearing those words. I had to rush outside the building I was in and do all that. And it was... like, I'm just saying, food has some strong power over me. Food has some really strong power over me. But, yeah, and, I mean, you guys already saw that episode about weight gain if you watch my Skyward series. I mean, you guys know how passionate I am about, like, trying to eat a lot of food and stuff. Yeah, another side effect of eating a lot of food that affects my body is whenever I eat too many pancakes, whenever I have, like, too much sugar, it gives me a headache for, like, the rest of the day. It's so annoying. The most recent example I have of this is I went to IHOP last week with my crew friends, because we go to IHOP every Saturday after practice. I ordered 12 chocolate chip pancakes, and I had so... hold on. I got him. Oh, I nearly had him. I messed up that hit right at the end. But yeah, I had so many pancakes that day that it actually, like, gave me a headache for the rest of the day. And, yeah, that was pretty much it. It was really annoying, and by the next day, it got a lot better. So yeah, let me know if you guys have any weird things like that. It just kind of makes me a picky eater, and it's annoying because I can't have too much of one thing without it, like, negatively affecting my body. But yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. Thank you for watching today's episode of MCSG. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.